Welcome to The Insight Villa. Today's story is on two young boys Arjun and Rohan, who discover a magical truth. Money isn't just something you earn, it can actually start working for you. Before we go, like, share and subscribe our channel for more inspiring stories. In the quiet town of Vrindavan lived a curious boy named Arjun. He loved stories, books, and asking endless questions. But there was one puzzle that never left his mind. Why do some people work so hard yet remain poor, while others seem to have plenty without working endlessly? Arjun decided to seek answers from the two father figures in his life. Both loved him dearly but thought very differently about money. His father, Mr. Sharma, was a respected teacher in a government school. He was well educated, disciplined, and believed strongly in the safety of a monthly salary. Though the family lived simply, money was always tight. On the other hand, his uncle, his mother's elder brother, was a successful businessman. Kaka wasn't as educated as Mr. Sharma, but he was wealthy. They had different idea about financial security for future. Every evening, his father would remind him, "Arjun, study well, get a safe job, and you'll always be secure." While Kaka's advice to Arjun was very different. "Jobs give you money," Kaka would say, "but only financial literacy give you freedom." That summer, Arjun decided to try things for himself as per his Kaka's advice. He took a small job at the town library, dusting shelves and stacking books. At first, he was excited when he earned a few rupees each week. "I'll save up for a toy kite," he thought happily. But as the days passed, the job began to feel dull and tiring. He stared at the small coins in his hand and frowned. "Is this all? I worked so hard for just this." One evening, frustrated, he poured out his heart to Kaka. "Uncle, this isn't fair. I'm working for hours but earning so little. Should I just quit?" Kaka smiled gently and put his hand on Arjun's shoulder. "This is your first lesson, Arjun. The poor and middle class work for money. The rich learn to make money work for them. Which one do you want to be?" Those words lit a spark inside Arjun. The very next week, instead of quitting, Arjun began looking for opportunities around him. He noticed that children in his neighborhood loved reading comics. They would crowd around the library, but comics were never allowed to be taken home. An idea struck him like lightning. Excited, he ran to his cousin and best friend, Rohan. "Rohan, what if we buy some comics and rent them out? Kids are crazy about them. I can already see the demand." Rohan's eyes widened. "Yes, that's a great opportunity, Arjun." Together, they used part of Arjun's small pay to buy a few old comics from the market. That evening, they set up their little corner near the neighborhood park. Arjun announced proudly to the group of kids, "For just 1 rupee, you can borrow a comic overnight." The children's eyes sparkled with excitement. One after another, they lined up. Arjun collected coins and handed out comics, while Rohan carefully wrote down the names in a register. Within a week, their comics were always in demand. Soon, their tiny, comic rental corner earned more than Arjun's entire library salary. While other kids still waited for pocket money, Arjun and Rohan had already created their own stream of income. One evening, Arjun showed his uncle the pile of coins they had earned. His face was glowing with pride. "Look, uncle, I earned this without working extra hours. My comics are working for me." Kaka nodded approvingly. "Exactly, Arjun. Never say, 'I can't afford it.' Instead, ask, 'How can I afford it?'" Money is not the goal. Learning to think differently is the goal. Beside them, Rohan grinned, already dreaming of new ventures. From that day on, Arjun and Rohan made themselves a promise. They would never just work for money. They would create opportunities that made money work for them. Moral of the story: don't just work harder. Work smarter and ask, "How can I?" instead of saying, "I can't." Thank you for watching.